Only about 4 people to date were registered in Russia with this new virus. Do you think that what's being done to fight the spread of the disease, is it enough? Are the measures sufficient, or something else, something more should be done? What's the position of the Red Cross?
We think that we should continue to inform the population well, and continue then on exactly what is happening. Also, what kind of prevention measures you can take. We try as a Red Cross also to train volunteers to be able to act effectively if there's a real pandemic which seriously will influence the public life here. I saw a documentary yesterday on the situation in Britain, where slowly the general practitioners getting overloaded by questions. I mean, people can't recognize if they have the avian flu or another flu or what is happening. So there's a little bit of fear growing. I think by being well prepared, we can reduce the fear. We can increase effective action. We can focus on people who are not able to help themselves when, certain services do not work anymore. So I think there's a lot of work to be done.
But isn't fear better than arrogance?
We should be well prepared. I mean, fear and arrogance, both are not good. What we need is well-informed people. And I must come back to the report. The report says, okay, we are early warned, but the next thing is to have a good action, so that people and the action should reach the people who are possibly a victim, that they do the right things, what they should have to do.
Says Yaap Timmer, the regional representative for Belarus, Moldova, Russia and the Ukraine at the IFRC, Red Cross. Spotlight will be back shortly. We will continue this interview in less than a minute after a short break, so stay with us. Don't go.
Of particular faces form the face of a country. RT presents to you the entire variety of peoples inhabiting Russia. The close-up team has been to a region where most of Russia's gold reserves are extracted. Now RT goes west to the miraculous land where cherished dreams come true, where a senior citizen has demonstrated unprecedented altruism, and where a national minority numbers only 5 people. Welcome to Pskov region, Russia Close-Up on RT. It's an acquired taste. Haute couture of the food world. But is it being produced legally? Troubled waters. The black market. And the official way to the table. Caviar, a Russian delicacy on RT.
Welcome back to Spotlight. I'm Al Grunov, and just a reminder that my guest in the studio today is Yaap Timmer, the regional representative for Belarus, Moldova, Russia and Ukraine at the International Federation of the Red Cross. Mr. Timmer, we have already mentioned the earthquake in Sichuan. Well, judging by the numbers of the lives saved in China, is the efficiency of the Red Cross action rising these days?
The Chinese Red Cross, which was previously a little bit government-oriented organization, has become a very effective, well-organized Red Cross. And if we're coming back to the earthquake, they were able to mobilize quite some resources to assist the victims of this disaster. They collected more than $1 billion among the Chinese population, while in the past, I mean, they were dependent on outside help. now they're doing quite a lot themselves, and they're very effective.
Well, actually, the same thing. You're the second person that's telling me that Sergei Shoigu, the head of the Russian Emergency Services, the minister, was here in the studio, and he also said that the Russians work closely with the Chinese, and the Chinese have developed a brilliant system. Well, by the way, how can you assess the, how does Russia look in terms of disaster prevention and rescue operation? I have a quote from you. Here's what you said, quote, recently. In Russia, during the past 10 years, more than 4,000 people died, and nearly 3 million were affected by emergency situations. These figures surprised me. This is what you said.
Yeah.
Why did they surprise you?
Because they're so low. I mean, if you
this is low.
Yeah, this is low. If you look into the size of the country and the population, it's in my view lower than average. And for me, it's really an interesting question. I know that Russia has the Ministry of Emercom, which is very well good organized, and we appreciate what they're doing. The question is this very effective prevention, or is this sheer luck?
And so what do you think? Is Russia really getting lucky?
I don't know, and that's why I'd like to further talk with Emercom and to talk, because we are an organization would like to share experience. I mean, the assistance to the victims of disasters is not something of the Red Cross on its own. It's a humanitarian issue, and where we can cooperate and we can learn from each other, we should.
Okay, now tell me, please, about the position, the situation with the Red Cross today, because whoever is funding the Red Cross today, in times of the crisis, the credit crunch, I mean, there might be difficulties with funding of the organization. Is that true? Is it happening?
Yes, it is. To a certain extent true. Luckily not that serious is our experience. You see, this is the Red Cross. The Red Cross is not only to help the people, but also to mobilize resources, to look for those people who are in a better position and would like to give their assistance, and then the Red Cross is a channel to use these resources. And so far, for disasters, it hasn't been any problem. For development, yes, it's a bit more problematic, because very often the money which is available in different countries for development depends or is related to the gross national product of that country. Especially governments and political decisions are in that following that trend.